Sorry, guys. Can you
There
hear
we
us
go.
now? Hopefully you can hear us
There
now.
you go.
Hi, everyone.
Now you can hear us.
Welcome back.
my
Apologies.
God.
Awkward.
That's Friday afternoon for you.
It's a Friday.
Welcome back, PGCoffee.
Welcome back, PGCoffee.
This happened the last time I was on stream too.
Well,
It was some
you know.
conspiracy. My gosh. It really is
We
Friday.
were saying all these secrets and then we turned the mic on, of course, obviously.
I think everybody's ready for a weekend and a 4th of July celebration
Indeed.
next week.
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
But it is nice to see you too. You know, it's been a while, as I was saying while the mic was off, since we lock you in this room.
Yes.
It's nice to see your wonderful faces.
Yes, it's nice. Yes, we do. We do tend to live here for quite a bit of time throughout the week.
do.
So.
But happy to be back.
Yeah.
Missed you all.
Yes.
We are glad that everyone can hear us now.
Yes, apologies for that.
Whoops. Apparently, the technology of a mic was
A little too
working
difficult
for
for
us
us
today. It was not working for us today. It's cool.
Yeah. So we're good now. Everything's cool. So now that we can continue on with our presentation for today.
Woo.
So, of course, we've got the big old Summerflare season title right above us and the sigils and all that good stuff. So we're going to be talking about Summerflare stuff today. So we are going over a Wave 2 preview, which means we are at the point. So we're not quite there, but we're getting there real soon. But we are at the point where the second wave of Summerflare content is going to be coming out pretty soon.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, we are technically in week 4 of the Summerflare season.
Yep.
And the second wave of content that we're going to be showing off today is going to release in week 6 of the season. So that is 2 weeks from
That's 2 weeks.
this week.
Yep.
It's 2 weeks, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
2 weeks. So not next week, but the week following is when you can see all of the stuff that we're going to show off today actually come to the game.
Yep.
So yeah, we've got a couple of things to go over. We have the remaining Summerflare dragons and the Dragon Rider. We
Yep.
are not showing off the Festive Dragon. So the Festive Dragon
Not
is going to
yet.
have its own special release. It'll be a whole little thing that we'll do. But yes, we have the other remaining dragons that are part of the second branch and the Dragon Rider that ultimately leads into that branch. So, ready to talk about it?
Oh, I was born ready.
Yes. All right, let's do it.
Summerflare. Summerflare's been fun.
Yeah. All right, so let's do a little recap of
All
the
right.
season as it is.
A recap, as you all have already seen, we started off the season with Sots and Quatley, our 2 legendary Summerflare dragons. Our sorcerer and our discount sorcerer, that discount's now over, and our hunter, and then the mythic Wheatseal, which of course you could claim the first half of which if you finish one of the 2 branches. And then our egg token bonus. So that was the season launch. Which one did you pick up?
I personally went for Quatley.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did. Yeah. So I got Sots during the discount part all the
Yeah.
way up to just when you could obtain it in its orange stone.
Mm.
But after that, I
Collector
Yes,
strategy.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Makes sense.
And then I went for Quatley because I think
Yeah.
Quatley's going to be better given my roster right now.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah.
The only hunter of the season, of course.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I get that.
Yeah.
Great. So that was season one. I went as I said on stream. Quatley was
Too scary
a
for you.
Too much?
a little too vulture scary for me. So I
You went for
with
Sots.
the Sots. And,
Nice.
I've been enjoying the Rainbow Serpent so far.
Nice.
A lot of white chain lightning.
Which is great.
Just
Yeah.
been dying
Yeah.
by white chain lightning.
I
which is
still have a quester on my main account, and I use that white chain lightning like it is my
just-
life.
just
Like my
melts-
life depends on
melts
it.
things.
It really does.
I mean, I use a quester when I'm doing like invader bases. But for that, Anuba all the
Nice.
way.
Nice.
Oh.
Anuba
Good call.
still lives in my roster.
Anuba still lives in my heart.
Anuba still lives.
I know.
Period.
I know. Anuba will never die.
Hashtag
Yes.
Team Quatley.
Yes. Hashtag Team Quatley.
All right, Quadleys. All right, so then, of course, we had our first ever defensive dragon rider.
Yes. Tannock.
The discount for Tannic ends next week.
Yep.
So if
Yep.
you
Still
haven't
ongoing.
picked him up already, highly recommend you do. It's awesome to have a defensive dragon rider on your base. If you've never had one before, it's really cool to see him hanging out there on the perch. Even though his gear doesn't work with Kieran, I still put him with Kieran because I like having Kieran on my perch. And
I actually just
you know
recently
what?
put Kieran on my perch. Yeah.
It's just
I think about you,
something
Arlena.
that makes me happy.
Yes.
And I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I have Gargula on my perch.
Yeah, well,
So-
the dragons with the awesome, effects around them, I think, are the really fun ones to have on the perch. At least that's what I enjoy.
Totally.
When I visit my base, and hopefully when people attack my base, they enjoy that as well. When they round
They're
the
like,
corner
hey, look
and
at
get
that.
hit by the
Yes.
the
blinding
Kieran
light.
blinding light. Of
Yeah.
Kieran.
We are not saying what the festive dragon is in terms of its class.
Indeed.
No, we will not be talking about the festive dragon today. You'll have to tune in later.
Yep.
Yes.
But
We'll show it off soon,
Yeah,
but
it'll be festive.
yeah, but
I
we're
can
jumping the
promise
gun a
it'll
little
be
bit here.
festive.
Yeah. So next up is the
All right.
second branch.
So we've made a slight change here. I got a lot of feedback after the initial run from people who really liked the idea of being able to experiment with the mythic warrior, Weetzie, and said, well, why can't we do the same thing with the dragon rider, the veteran rider that's up there, because I really love the riders and I'd love to be able to get it. And so I talked with the team a lot, we thought about it, and now we're going to make a change to this veteran rider. And we're actually going to take the veteran rider and make it a regular rider and accessible to all players. So what this means is the rider itself will be similar to other offensive riders. Think Oksana, think Kayla, and anyone can get it. Claim the first half of the branch, which has the rider in it. The veteran gear for the rider will stay behind the two legendary dragons. So I know this is a change to the structure. This is something based off of player feedback. This wasn't something we were planning on doing, but I heard a lot of great player feedback and reasoning behind this, and it makes a lot of sense, and the rider looks really, really cool. And we'll be showing it off later, the appearance of it. So yeah, this is, you're hearing it here first, but you will be able to get the rider. It will no longer be a veteran rider, so the stats will be similar to other season riders, but everyone will be able to claim it. And I love the riders. I think they're a really fun thing to collect, and I like having them on all my dragons, and we'll talk about this one, but look forward to being able to collect this one, even if you don't want to go after either of the two legendary dragons.
Right. So I have a couple questions for you, Coffee.
Sure.
Based on this new sort of like restructuring slightly of this branch, the Dragon Rider that you obtain before getting the Veteran Rider gear, if you get the Dragon Rider and you get the Veteran Rider gear, that still will sum up to the same amount of sigils that it would have cost to get the rider if it was locked at the top of the branch. So the sigil cost has not actually changed at all.
Nope. It's up to you if you want to, go up and get the veteran rider gear or not. But the rider itself is now accessible to everyone.
Cool.
Nice.
Sweet. And then for the Dragon Rider, so you're saying it's like general strength and all that stuff is similar to other Dragon Riders of previous seasons.
That's
but
right.
it is the gear itself that is veteran status.
Yep. If you just want to get the rider, you can just get the rider. If you want to go up and get the gear, that is still the veteran level gear. Basically the same as Terrace from last season in terms of power. If that doesn't interest you, then you don't need to go up and get it. But if you really want that powerful gear, you can complete both of the legendary dragons and go grab it.
Got it. So the Dragon Rider is available now, or at least when this branch goes live.
So week 6.
Yes, week 6, that one.
Yeah, the Dragon Rider is not available now.
Well, there is a Dragon
will be
Rider
there.
available.
Tannock,
now.
There is
yes.
Tannock
Just
available.
Tannock.
This is an offensive Dragon Rider,
Yes.
not a defensive, not one for your base like Tannock. This is an attacking Dragon Rider, similar to, again, Oksana.
An
Kayla,
offensive
etc.
one. It will offend you.
No.
Oh,
It will scare you.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
We'll check out the art in a bit.
Alright.
Great.
And then, of course, to finish out the season, we have the Festive Dragon, which we can't talk about today. But we will talk
But
about...
it does exist. And it
does
is coming.
exist. It does exist.
We
It'll be
actually,
fun.
we
It'll
got
be a
to...
festival.
Yes, quite.
Yeah.
We got to see one of the dragon's special abilities recently, and we think you're gonna really like it. I'm very excited.
I already have stated I'm excited about this dragon.
So, Festive Dragon will start at red tier. It'll be not, in the same theme as these other dragons necessarily. It'll be something fun to add to the end of the season, similar to, say, Kieran. In just, it's a little bit different. It's something a little just fun to have around and play around with.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun designing it, and I'm excited to share it with you when it comes time.
For sure.
Apparently,
Sounds
we
good.
make a color gradient.
Oh yeah, in what we're wearing right now, black and blue.
and then all blue.
Oh, nice. Good call out.
Did not notice that.
We don't plan these things.
Almost wore a green shirt today. I was
That would have
this
been
close to going out the
hilarious.
door with a green shirt today.
I would have absolutely loved to see the headless
I'm sure
coffee.
everyone
Well,
would
headless and like all you would see
My
is
head would be
and
green.
arms
head,
and your arms.
legs, and
Torsoless.
arms.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll do that one time just for fun.
That would be hysterical.
I would love
Throw
that
everybody
actually.
off.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
See, we've moved
We're
on.
going straight
Yeah.
into
So we are right in
dragon
it.
art.
Bam.
All right.
All right. So here is our first dragon. Any guesses on the class from either of my co-hosts?
So
I mean, I know it's glass, so I don't want to guess.
Okay, I guess that's true. You did help put together the presentation. Any guesses from
me,
yes.
from the chat
From the
on
chat.
thoughts on this. So obviously it's very obvious that this is, fitting perfectly into the theme of the Summerflare season of the Codex Collection dragons. It's got that heavy jade armor sort of laced in between the dragon. It almost looks stoic in nature, very rigid, kind of like a statue.
Mm-hmm.
It looks
So-
like a statue someone brought to life
Right.
to go attack everyone. I'm
Oh,
really
interesting.
excited. I am really excited for this dragon because it looks cool.
Well, people are guessing sorcerer, which I'm afraid to say is actually wrong for this one.
Ooh,
I know.
it
this
is not the
I
sorcerer.
think it might be a little
Okay, ready?
because the way it's rearing up, it might look like a sorcerer. But
Yes,
Wait.
it does have that shape. It really does.
It
I
is in
understand
fact
why.
a word.
Everyone
Okay,
ready?
okay, we're ready.
Drum roll.
All right.
Huzzah!
So, Tess.
Tez is the name of this dragon.
So Tess, our warrior,
Yes.
you can make it a hard Z. It's from the word Tezcatlipoca, which is I
Say
tried,
that 3 times fast.
Good luck with that.
Tezcatlipoca. I practiced and I still think I screwed it up, but I'm sorry. Which is, of course, as you all know, the Aztec god, which represents jaguars among other things. Hence, you see a sort of jaguar
Yes.
esque
In its body and its
element
face.
coming
Yeah.
out of there. So we'll talk about the lore, but that's sort of the background behind this name. It's earth element, so it's earth element. I guess
it
makes
looks like
sense,
it's made of
given
stone,
the,
right?
Given
Yeah.
the statue.
Yep. And we have some
statuesque.
lore today as well.
Yes,
Give
of
some more
course.
context for this dragon.
But it's that you see sort of the Aztec designs. If you look up, I don't have the image with me, but if you look up images of this Aztec god, our
How do you
artist
spell it for the folks at home?
Tezcatlip.
We're gonna type it into chat. Tezcat.
Yes.
Yes.
Tezcatlip OCA.
Okay. Tezcatlipoca. Is
God
that yes?
of mirrors
Okay.
and duality, also
Ooh.
of war.
Yes,
Mirrors
exactly.
and duality. We
Yes.
like it.
So I think there's some really interesting history behind the name here. Of course, while there aren't Aztecs in the World of War dragons, there is the Shroud, which of course
The
is
Windblown Shroud.
where these dragons are emanating from and the stories come from, and there's a lot of Aztec and Mayan themes and elements in there, and I think this is a really cool representation of that. So this is I think of it as the jaguar statue dragon,
Yeah.
but
You're not wrong.
there's
Never.
there's other ways to describe it. So this
I mean, it
is
does look like
the first of the two legendaries that we'll be talking
and
about
the
today.
warrior of the two.
And the warrior.
Which means we do have one more sorcerer
Yes,
to
it does.
preview.
All right, let us
Let us
get
lore.
the lore ready.
Let us lore. All right.
Oh my gosh!
Should
I'm sorry.
All
You're
right,
you're
hold
far
on.
away
They
from the
can't
screen.
see
It's
this, but
okay.
I can't
It's
read
all right.
it. Which
Hold on. We'll pull it up
We can,
for
yeah,
you.
it's
This is
in.
my
It's in there.
favorite part.
I don't think we could go without
Yeah,
PG
you got
Coffee
it.
reading the lore for us. There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay. The best defenses are those that survive long past their masters. Tess began as an animated statue built to guard a secret
There
city
you go.
in the wind-blown shroud. Though the city's residents have long since disappeared, Tez lives on. They have not yet weathered, they have not faded, and they are just as determined to protect their charge as the day they were born.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. I don't know, you say that every time I read
We
it.
really do.
Because it's so dramatic. I love it.
Like, what happened to the people in this city?
You know,
Are they, like, did they just die? Like, did they move
they
out?
up and yeah,
was
they
there
were
a
like,
famine?
"Nah, we could do
Were
better.
they attacked by other dragons and they were like, you know what? We're going to the coast. Like, I'm not living here anymore. I can't do it.
I think Quowley ate them.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah.
That's where all the beads.
They
From
should-
Quowley's
Oh,
dragons.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta pray to Coats.
Yeah. But it really does
Look
make
to
sense.
Coats
I mean,
for salvation. Or Tez. Another
Tez's lore,
dragon,
you know?
Yeah, that I would love to have guarding my abode.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
You know,
this dragon was literally built to be the defense of the city. So I'm
Right.
sure it would be a good dragon to have on your
Yes.
perch or something different.
Although we don't know what happened to the residents of the city.
Yeah,
Was,
maybe Tez didn't do a
was
great
Tez
job.
was Tez asleep like when this happened?
He was in statue form, just temporarily, just chilling.
So it does say
resting.
Tez was built to guard the city, but they never said
Yes.
that Tez actually guarded the city.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Or
Tez-
what if Tez was the reason that they no longer exist?
Oh.
Bum bum.
No,
Bum.
that is a turnaround.
It's a good
Plot
Or
twist right there.
what if it just like freezes at a certain point during the day and people knew that and attacked during that time of day?
This is like some
Bum,
Hunchback of
bum,
Notre Dame
bum.
stuff.
It really is. Some hardcore conspiracy theories going on.
Well, it does make sense, of course. This is Tez, our very statue and stoic dragon. Looks very ferocious, but also looks like it's a hunk of stone that could definitely throw its weight around. So,
I'm gonna have a hard time not calling this dragon Tez. Even though I think the Nahuatl pronunciation is a softer Z.
Tez?
Because I was trying to train myself, but
Yeah.
I just see it and I think Tasmanian devil. And
Yeah.
I just want Taz or Tez.
right.
It's a fun word to say, but
I
Tez
like-
is the Nahuatl pronunciation.
Yeah, good old Tezzy.
Thinks that Tez may have eaten them.
I think that based off
It's
of the
possible,
face,
you know?
it's likely.
Like the lore gives us some little backstory on why Tez was created, but not
Yes.
necessarily how Tez decided to live its life.
Right.
So,
Just got really hungry that day.
Tez is out there, taking names, taking cities.
Yes.
Eating
Yes.
people, taking
Eating
names.
people.
Shows
Yeah.
up outside your city. I'm here to defend you.
Yeah.
And then
Like,
you just,
nope.
nope, no.
They're like, oh man, we're saved. Oh great.
Oh,
Oh no.
The giant jaguar dragon statue is here to save us.
Yes.
No.
Oh man, it's a dad joke.
Oh, there's a
Would you
dad
like
joke
to-
already?
When I go get food, I usually buy gyros. And what do you have with gyros? Tzatziki. Oh man, I feel like we're not.
Tzatziki.
I
The
feel like
last
we're
thing
gonna
that I
have-
would want to eat is a
boy.
stone dragon, but I know where you're coming from.
I feel like that would be so bad for your teeth.
Oh, tzatziki.
Unless you yourself are a dragon and you can do that, but
Good luck.
to each
or
their
you're,
own.
or you're a snake, just gonna swallow it whole.
You have to be a huge snake to do that.
Well. All right, moving on.
Yes.
I don't know if I can unhear tzatziki.
Yes.
New nickname for this dragon.
Perfect.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Tzatziki. Well, this
Another-
is quite different than tzatziki. This
Another
one.
scary dragon.
Yeah, and this one has skin for sure. That is a skinned dragon. There is no stone about it. Definitely has the jade armor again. Also sort of adorned with like piercings and jewelry as well, which is really interesting.
It is.
And of course, it looks like a bat.
It does.
How could you?
It
how
does
could you
look
not
like a
talk
bat,
about this
doesn't it?
dragon
Yes.
Without talking about,
especially with its wings. Yeah.
Looks like it's having a bad day.
a bat.
Well, it looks
day.
like whatever it's about to look at is having a bad day.
A bat
That is
day.
also
A
true.
bat day?
Yeah.
Ah!
I said that first. She stole that joke from me. She stole it. Everyone said it's on video. I said that first.
Yeah, alright,
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Whatever you believe, Coffee.
Having a bat day.
Why me?
Yeah, so this is our other dragon, of course.
It's batty.
It's batty, yes, quite. So this is the bat dragon. I don't know if that's officially the name of it, but it is a bat-like dragon named Sots.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of Z's going on with these last two dragons. We've got Tez and we've got Sots. That's 3 Z's in the course of 8 letters or 7 letters.
Yes.
Yeah, 7. No? Yep, 7. I was like, wait, math? Very...
So Sots is definitely on the darker side of things. Of course, it is dark in element, but it is also a sorcerer. So this is the other legendary sorcerer from the second branch.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Sots. It's again.
Socks? Is that like
it's
socks?
a soft Z. So I should talk about the origin of the name. This is actually the Mayan god of bats.
Oh,
That's,
a god
you
of
can
bats.
Probably pick up by the fact that it looks like a bat. But there is a place actually called El Sots, which is famous for having one of the largest caves of bats.
Oh,
And
well, look at that.
yeah, so if you want to visit bat caves,
Book
you
your
can
next
go
trip
to
today.
Gotham City, or you can go to El Sots. Boom, Batman puns.
Oh, goodness.
It's good. I
Also,
appreciated that.
questions. Is it better than Spindra?
I personally think so.
Yes.
Me. I mean, I'm okay.
It's
I can
a
tolerate
step
a
of-
bat.
it's
I
a
cannot
step
tolerate
above.
a spider.
Oh,
do it.
I see. You didn't mean from a skill set. You
No,
meant from a
we don't know because neither of us
and my
like
terrified standpoint.
Yes.
neither of us
Okay.
like spiders. So
Got
Spindra's
it.
like a
Got it.
over there, over there, and in the corner.
I like Shadow Wolf's comment of socks because that's what I thought at first too.
Socks.
When you were saying it's a soft Z, I was like, oh, so socks.
Yeah, she
I
was
mean-
over here saying sauce.
You're not wrong.
Yep.
Can we call it
Sauce.
sauce?
Vampire sauce.
Yes. Vampire socks.
Oh
Oh
man.
man. All right, we've devolved this conversation. So.
Chupacabra.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
It's an interesting thought.
Yep. I mean, it definitely has that like monster bat face going on too.
I'm sorry, I read the comment. It was
Oh, yeah.
na 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 Bat Drake.
That is what it is.
Oh, the
You can
bat
tell
drag.
it. You can tell it's a Friday.
We have Taziki and the bat drag.
Yes.
I like this second wave.
Does it have a Batmobile?
It is the Batmobile.
It is.
That's true.
Dragon Riders
That's
fly
true.
on top of
Yeah.
it.
Take your Batmobile out for a spin.
I would name when I get these dragons in the game, I would probably name Socks something like Wayne, and then like one of the riders like Alfred.
Alfred doesn't ride.
Well,
The
it
Bat-
could work. It could work.
Oh gosh, I think I might just go back and rename Grog Batman or something. And
Yeah,
pair
'cause
these
they
two
definitely
together.
look
Goodness.
together. Yeah.
Oh
I
man.
think the elements,
All right.
elements line up. Could
All
make
right.
that happen.
Yeah, you
Could
could
make that
actually.
happen.
Yeah,
You
Grog
could.
is dark element.
Yeah.
Well,
All
anyway.
right. You ready?
Background.
You ready
So
for the lore?
some lore for
Okay.
Socks over here.
Rumors speak of a cult that lurks deep in the jungles of the Windblown Shroud. They worship a being known as
Socks.
Half bat, half dragon, all superhero. Sots is an evil creature, embodying death and the essence of darkness. In order to appease Sots' never-ending thirst, their cult offers them blood sacrifices. There are murmurings that the sacrifices are too demanding, but none dare draw the ire of Sots.
Ooh. A lot darker than I
know,
anticipated it to
I
be.
know.
We were having this whole little jovial conversation about
Murderous
bats
dragons.
and yeah, this is
And
different.
then this dragon is a cult.
Just,
It's a
It
cult
has its
icon.
own cult.
Ugh.
How crazy is
Right.
that? This whole dragon has its own cult for it. That like by fear has just like been powerful over these people.
Been like, well,
offering blood sacrifices. Woo.
I think Tzatziki could have had its own cult, but it ate its cult.
but we don't know for sure if it ate its cult.
Well,
Yeah, it
We're
could have
just
burned it down,
speculating.
but-
the speculation is
Yes.
it's
Could have
Tzatziki
burned.
ate
It
its
could have
cult.
burned.
Yeah,
It's much easier to have a cult if you don't eat it.
that's true.
Yeah.
But what if it was something like Pompeii-esque, like,
Yeah, like natural disasters or
Yeah.
something could have happened.
and Tez just had to watch all of them die? Like, what if that was its actual reality?
Oh my gosh,
Just saying.
that's so sad.
Just saying, it could have a very
Don't bring
sad
Pompeii
version.
up. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Really, it's too soon?
Yeah, it's too soon.
Okay,
Yes.
sure. Well then.
All
Anyways,
right.
but yeah, this dragon, I would not want to be on its bad side.
Yes, yes.
Nope. I also would not want to be a part of that cult, though.
I'm
So maybe
good.
I could just, like, look at it from a distance.
Just be
You know?
like, hey, look over there. Read about it in a book.
Yeah.
Read about it in a book sounds like a good
Yeah.
life choice.
I'll check out the textbooks.
If you're in a cult, do you know you're in a cult? This has always been something. Like, do you?
That's a good
So
question.
maybe you are in this. We just don't even realize it.
Right.
And we're in Sots' cult, and
Ooh.
we just.
I mean,
It's like, all right, we
interesting.
drew straws. It's
Yeah.
time for Arlena to
Yeah.
go into the jungle tonight. Bye.
How was yours going?
Yeah.
Have a going away party.
Yeah.
Enjoy ascending.
Give cake to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Appease Sots.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. That would be so crazy.
Let's see.
So these will be our two final dragons, legendary
Yes.
dragons of this season, besides the
The
festive
festive,
dragon,
yeah.
which is sort of a separate thing. But our main legendary dragons, these are the last two. We're not going to talk spells today, but we will. We're still 2 weeks away
Mhm.
from the release of these dragons.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're about
But
2 weeks out from
I
them,
hope
but
you are excited about them.
yeah. So this is a sorcerer, and Tzatziki is our warrior.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
She's
That's
not.
exciting.
It's not. What was the comment? It's not creepy. It's very pretty.
Aw.
Okay.
How are the colors? How are we feeling about the colors? On
I
this?
love the colors of this dragon.
I
It's
like the color.
not
combo.
not like a deep. Well, yeah, I guess like a deep purple, right? Like very saturated
There's
Yeah.
purple.
two different shades of purple.
Yeah, but it's
Mm.
nice. I love it.
Because the wings, like the actual, over there, the like actual wing is more of like that purpley red,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
obviously its body is like purple.
Yes.
Sots is nice as accessories too. I have
Yeah,
to say,
totally.
It's one of the better accessories, much better style than Quatley, who I think.
Don't let Quelly hear that.
That's true.
You don't want to be a part of
That's
Quelly's
true.
It
accessories.
I feel like Quatley doesn't really know exactly how to accessorize what
Yes.
matches. I think
Okay.
Sots has a good sense of style.
Yeah, I
Weetzie
think so.
versus Sots. Who will win? Will Sots' army figure out Weetzie's weakness of ice skates?
Only time can tell.
Yes.
That's a great question. I will read that fan fiction
I await it.
All day,
if someone writes
every
it.
day.
Would be amazing.
All right.
But yeah, I really do love that purple green combo.
Ah,
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, who do we have here?
All right, we're on to, of course, our rider,
Yes.
Null.
So Null is the name of this dragon rider.
So a bit of a throwback. This is based off of, I believe, the Etonite
Yes, you are correct.
portrait. And really cool portrait. I've seen this dragon rider in action. He looks terrifying. He's wielding his dual.
Are those spikes
blades.
coming out of his body?
This is an open question.
Yeah, I think
Like, I'm pretty sure. Like on his shoulders, right? Like right up there.
So the first time I saw this portrait, I was definitely like, oh, they're coming out of his shoulders, like his actual shoulders. And then I was look closer, and I'm like, oh, they're armor plates because there's a line. No shoulder has
Yep.
an awkward line right there.
I mean, maybe.
I'm not convinced.
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
they might
know.
be coming out of his
I don't
skin.
know.
I don't know. I mean, look, he's
you're
so
not wrong,
evil
but
in nature, you know. Like those look like those are naturally protruding spikes.
Yes. Either way, not huggable.
No,
definitely
really.
not.
Null, unlike some of our other dragon riders, probably not, someone you're going to be close friends with. But definitely someone you would have ride into battle for you. And of course, Null is Earth element. Well, I should say, Null is not element based. However, the
gear.
veteran gear that you can get, that's Null's pairing gear, is Earth element. So Null, again, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, will be accessible to all players. He'll be regular season Dragon Rider strength, but everyone will be able to access him. His gear, if you want to go get it, is veteran gear, and that will be behind our other 2 legendary dragons, similar to last season. And that gear will be Earth element. So, but Null, yeah, this is our next Dragon Rider. I love Dragon Riders, so definitely gonna go for Null.
Yeah. Do we know the name of Null's gear?
Oh,
I think I may have seen it once or twice.
My computer was not.
I saw it and I cannot recall it. And
pull it up.
I can try and look it up.
I can too. I have it.
I think it's something like pillowcase or
pillowcase.
Sparkles and rainbows.
Yeah.
Sparkles and rainbows.
I think he rides around in
here we go.
Matrimonial gear.
Oh goodness.
Null has the Chitinous Vitality set and the Chitinous Battle set.
I see.
And depending on which actual portion of the gear it is, it's either Vitality or Battle.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you have it. Null, a chitinous armor set. That's the veteran set that you can get if you complete the 2 other legendary branches that matches him. But he will be accessible to everybody and provide very similar bonuses to our other season dragons or season riders.
Yes. There was a comment that Null got in a fight with Porcupine, and the Porcupine won.
I feel like the Porcupine merged with Null. Like something must have happened there.
Nolly charms.
Because you have to wonder, like, if you really look in, right? Like, it looks like Null's face is a mask, but it's really unclear just how much of it is a mask.
He's definitely fused with his armor in some way at this point.
Yeah.
I just am thinking of him dedicating his life to hunting porcupines now. Like, had one terrible experience as a kid.
Yes, now going on John Wick on them.
And now, he is taking those knives and hunting down any porcupine in the entire world.
Oh, goodness.
That is his mission.
I love it.
The
Sounds great to me.
Hunter. Maybe we'll change it from Carnix's Enforcer to Porcupine Hunter.
Please do.
I think it fits better with the lore of this.
Definitely. I mean, Carnix is all scary and like bad guy and whatever, but then there's porcupines, you know?
Yes.
So you can't beat that.
Porcupines are cute.
Well, yeah.
They're
Except
so
when you're Null.
But they're so cute.
Yeah, well, you didn't have one viciously attack as a
small child or something, yeah.
And have spikes sticking out of you for the rest of your life.
I like Null and Tannock both wear skirts. Not that they shouldn't wear whatever's comfy. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can see that being comfy on a dragon.
Yeah.
But
well, when you're
wearing,
when you have
right?
spikes coming out of your legs, it's hard to wear pants.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
he definitely has to have pants specially made.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Tannock didn't have any spikes or anything. Maybe he just liked to feel the wind.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's true. He had that vibe.
Yeah, it's cool.
I thought the blades were his hands.
Yeah.
So did I.
They are very,
8 times I saw this picture.
I bet you, if those spikes really are a part of Null's body, that eventually he could grow those spikes and actually make them a part of him versus, just holding them as weapons.
Feels bad.
Oh, interesting. Sort of a Wolverine. Definitely the closest to Wolverine we have.
Yeah, totally.
Strong.
Just one gigantic,
all right.
Yeah,
blade.
I wonder how he eats.
Yeah. Well.
Like, does he
take the mask off?
You could potentially get, if you have a burger,
Maybe he just has smoothies all the time.
Oh, you're thinking about the mask. Yeah, that's also true. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
So let's move on to portraits.
We can talk portraits.
Yes.
So first we have the Shroud Spearman.
Yes. So colorful. I love it.
I know. Get ready for color and feathers.
Our favorite, it's feathers.
The season of feathers.
It really is, especially for the portraits.
I mean, it's summer, it's the season of feathers. So we're gonna watch again this portrait evolve. We won't have the final animated portrait, of course.
Right.
These portraits will all have 4 ultimate versions, 3 static, and the final is animated.
Yep. Got some more feathers going on here.
Here we have the evolution
continues.
of feathers already happening. The just large headpiece is growing.
Yes.
And
Love
how do we feel about colors on this one?
Oh, I love it. I think it's great. This like kind of a green, but then this blazing red looks really good. Even with the background, they just chose such a perfect background to join it as
There's
well.
also some like nice blue thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of a nice.
I am so
parrot.
down. I am down forever.
Yes.
More bananas if you're Arlena.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
I did not think these was like
Cody.
bananas. It's only the one.
I love that Cody already commented. Not feathers, bananas.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
Well, he's clearly hunting different birds, right? Because
Yep.
he's not using the banana feathers.
It's true.
He has
They're not like
multicolored.
fluffy and cute and like nice.
Yeah.
They're more like, no, we're about to.
More like Coatz's feathers,
Yes,
to be honest,
yeah.
which is a little troubling for
Well,
me.
maybe they were taken from Coats. You never know.
So this will be on
unfortunate.
Tessa's branch, the Shroud Spearman. As you might expect, the animated one is very cool, movement, feathers going on.
Yep.
But I like the action. I love these portraits where they're mid-action, diving with two spears. Yes?
A moment of silence for all the parrots that died to
Oh.
make this portrait.
How are there any birds alive in the shroud at this
Honestly.
point?
I don't even
Like,
know.
Yeah.
it's just-
Did they just go outside of the shroud now?
Yeah.
They're like, well,
I just can't imagine how they can support the economy of feathers that's happening.
I
Because
get
everyone
it.
has them, right?
It's true. Yeah.
I mean-
Everyone we've seen so far is adorned in
I
feathers.
think if you saw what the birds actually look like in the shroud, they're just giant feathered animals.
Yeah.
Like,
they're just these massive
super
birds.
puffy.
It's just super
Yeah.
puffy. It's just all feathers. It's like one of those dogs that's 90% hair, but they're birds that are just all feathers.
So you
Yes.
mean anything like a husky or an Akita,
Yes,
where they have
exactly.
a double coat, so then
Yes,
they shed
a double coat
super
of
weird.
feathers. That's what I'm thinking is happening. So there's just so many feathers everywhere. They just
Yeah.
have no choice.
It works.
All right.
All right,
and then
moving on.
our next, also wielding a spear, our Shroud Skirmisher.
Love this.
I
Love
do
this
Yeah.
so much. I love her pose. I love how like she's graceful but also like powerful and ready to
Yes.
strike.
Yes.
I really, really dig this. And when I first saw it, I was like, this is basically like the counterpart to the Dragon Dancer.
Very much
Mhm,
so.
yeah.
Very much so. They do sort of echo each other.
Right. Right.
This one makes me feel less anxious than the Dragon Dancer, where I'm thinking like, how is she going to land this
Balancing.
jump that
Yeah.
she's doing right now?
Yep. Being
My
midair.
favorite parts about this, and I'm not an artist, but I love to appreciate. I mean, our team is fantastic, of course, but the clouds behind her head
Mm-hmm.
and how that aligns with the spear, and then the mountain range and how that aligns with her arm. That
Yeah.
over there, I think, is so cool.
Yep.
And just
Absolutely.
the flow of this and her leg, everything is parallel, and
Yep.
I love that about this portrait.
Yeah.
As
It's
soon
a
as I
good
saw
feel.
it.
It's a good
Yes.
feel. Yeah.
Yes.
So everyone, spring was all about deer murder, and summer is now all about bird murder.
Yes. And
One by one, we'll just go down the line.
that's so true. Oh my gosh.
It really is,
What
though.
are we doing?
We're gonna go back in the art team and be like,
Everyone.
so guys,
Here's
what's up with that?
here's the reason dragons don't eat their riders. They have good armor. They're scary as heck. More importantly, they don't like bananas. Sounds accurate. How high up is she supposed to be? I'm not
To
sure.
be determined, honestly. I mean, the Dragon Dancer, she was up pretty high.
The
That
Dragon
is
Dancer was
like
too high.
right in the middle of
She's
the.
dangerous.
She's like basically skydiving, just
Yeah.
without a parachute, and only a dragon,
Exactly.
and a couple of like daggers,
She's
just for
super
good
brave.
measure.
Super
Oh,
brave.
this one has been lots of bananas happening already.
Yeah.
They're not even-
I can only imagine that we'll get more bananas as the portrait evolves.
Add more bananas. Yep. So our second evolution, the the headpiece evolves, the mask, the spear, the bananas, just very cool. Still a great portrait.
Mm-hmm. Also, really dig the actual avatar of this portrait too, because like it's of course it's going to be like framed on this person's face, but the like I guess ornate details on the headdress and like even on those like sides, like the sideburn area, you know, like is really really nice and just like complements it so well.
Wait, you think she's hiding some sideburns under there?
I never said that. All I'm saying
Just
is
that area
is
of
that
your
area
face.
of the face.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
the side, the cheeks. I don't know, whatever you want to call this area right over there.
I like these 2018 portraits are all about systematically killing all of a Disney princess's woodland friends.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, what should be next then? Would it be bunny rabbits?
Oh, please don't.
Oh, you haven't. Oh, fall season.
Oh no!
All bunny rabbits.
Don't you dare!
Everything's wearing bunny belts.
Being a real troll over there, Coffee.
In the description, you should put "No birds were heard in making of this video. They are just different
colored bananas." Yes.
Yes.
We're getting to the next picture of.
I would love that.
The Shroud
oh, here we go.
Oh.
Welcome to Banana Town.
I heard you wanted bananas, so I put bananas in your bananas.
I heard you liked bananas.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Well, other things to notice, which is pretty freaking sweet actually, are on her knees. Do you guys see that?
The knee pads?
Yeah. Not just knee pads. That's like some tzatziki stuff right there. Like straight up. Like it's like a
dragon-shaped knee pads.
Yeah. And can we talk about the headdress?
So cool.
Because that has also evolved into an animal, which is crazy.
Can we also talk about, like, I'm not sure she can straighten her knee in those.
I think.
Like, at a certain point.
Yep.
Like, at a certain point, I feel like that would hit your chin and just be real painful.
Yep. But like, the whole... Now, I mean, she has officially now gotten full body armor.
Right.
And increased in bananas, of course. But the full body armor, which has also gotten this like golden sheen to it, which has totally changed like the concept of the picture too, which is really crazy. And yeah, I mean, I can't get over those kneecaps. Those are
she's a
crazy.
skirmisher, right? She's going into skirmishes. You got to protect the knees. Plus, what a weapon that is! If you can just hit someone with your knee, and your knee is carrying an entire like dragon's head of armor on it, you just clear straight through them. I mean, she's fighting in close quarters. She's skirmishing. That's also, who likes getting hit in the knee? Nobody. It hurts. Okay.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants to get hit in the knee. You can't. Good luck. She's protected.
Been there, done that.
Yep.
Doesn't feel good.
Go for her knees. Good luck.
Her avatar, of course, the actual like icon has changed quite a bit too. Slightly different face paint, I believe. Definitely like somewhat lost that little sideburn section. Has gained some earrings.
Almost an earring. Yeah,
yeah. Gained a different pair of earrings, so decided to change while she evolved.
She was like,
I don't like that. Has adorned this like, I guess you could say it's an eagle or some other predatory bird-shaped headdress. Yeah. So that's pretty sweet too.
I would love to see the four portraits from the season face off in battle.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
Oh
my gosh.
Guard, Dragon Dancer, the Skirmisher. And Tannock.
Yeah.
And of course our Shroud Spearman, and I don't know who I would pick.
Sure. Honestly. I'm kind of in between the Skirmisher and the Dancer right now.
Really?
But I say the Dancer because, she doesn't have as much armor as these portraits, but she's very agile, and you can tell just, by existing in the air and not dying. That's a pretty good, depiction of it. So.
But wouldn't a spear be more useful than two swords? I don't know.
It depends, Depends on how adept you are in it, who you're battling, what the battle conditions are,
I just realized that this Shroud Skirmisher is doing a Heisman, which I don't know if you...
Definitely.
That's awesome.
I noticed that. So I noticed that on the first one, and I was like, oh.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yep.
She would be the greatest football player that ever lived.
Clearly.
Probably, honestly.
Stiff arm, and then spear. I think if you brought a spear into a football game, it'd be a very good running back.
Chat, you are not the only ones who noticed that there is a beak on her head.
Yes, indeed.
Love the beak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty solid.
We also noticed banana armor is over 9,000. Goodness.
It's true.
Yeah. On the scale of 1 to bananas, she's bananas.
She is bananas. Man.
Here we go again. That is the golden skull of the parrot that the shrouded spearman killed.
Bringing it all back around.
Oh dear.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, goodness.
Sweet. So this, the Skirmisher is going to be on Sots' branch, or Socks, or however you want to pronounce it. The Bat Drag. So that is going to be this portrait for that dragon.
Yep.
And then it is the what was that? What was the previous one called?
Spearman.
The
Shroud
Spearman.
Spearman.
Yes, the Shroud Spearman.
Spearman.
Spear
Why is
dude.
that word so hard to say?
Spear bro.
Spearman.
No, that's a Pokemon.
Spear bro.
Oh dear.
Gosh.
Puns. I'm so great.
Was it a pun though? You just brought it back to Pokemon.
I know.
It's not really bad.
Spearman. Spearmint.
Oh man.
All right.
That one is going to be on Tez's branch. So
Yes.
these are the new portraits of the season as well. And yeah, that's how it be.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Should we run back through everything?
Yes. Let's do a quick recap. If anybody has any questions in chat, we'll try and float them as well. Any questions in particular? Of course, we are not going over any of the spell sets for the dragons today or any other information that has not been previewed here. But if you do have any questions on what you have seen, anything about the new structure of the Summerflare season or anything like that, let us know in chat and we can try and answer it for
man, gotta spear them all.
All right. So we have week 6 of the Summerflare season coming up. It is not next week, but the week after.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to give you a heads up a little bit early. And we have 2 new dragons coming, or 2 new legendary dragons, and then we have a dragon rider as well as his armor. So the main change for this season that we're just announcing today is that instead of the dragon rider being a veteran rider, it's actually going to be a regular rider, a regular season rider that's accessible to all players. However, the armor is still going to be veteran level armor, and that's going to be behind the 2 legendary branches. So this way everyone can claim the dragon rider if they would like to. All right, so let's talk about our 2 dragons. So first we have Tez, or Tez, or Taziki.
Taziki. I really like Taziki.
Or Tezcatlipoca.
Yes.
Who is a warrior of the earth element, jaguar statue god. We're not going to talk about skills today, but very cool warrior.
Mm-hmm.
This is our second warrior of the season, but our only legendary level warrior. So this is Tez, and then next we have Sots.
Or Sots.
Socks, or bat drag, or however you would like
Any
to.
number of
I'm
these.
going with bat drag.
Sots.
I kind of like Bat Drag.
Bat Drag, who is a vampire bat-inspired sorcerer of the dark element. This is our second legendary sorcerer of the season. Of course, we had Sots, who was the discount sorcerer to start the season. Sots will be the second one. Sots is actually sort of a nice compliment to Sots from an appearance standpoint. They're very different. You have the rainbow serpent and then the vampire bat dragon.
Right.
The dragon of, the heroic dragon of the day, and then the hunter of the night.
Right.
So Sots is our other legendary dragon that will be coming out in week 6. Then, of course, we have our dragon rider.
Yes.
Which is
Null. The Eton Knight.
We go to which, of course,
Just kidding. That was not
does not look like this.
Just kidding.
Which
There we
looks
go.
like this. So Null is our dragon rider, which will be regular season power level, but accessible for everyone. And that'll be the first half of his branch. And then the second half of his branch will have chitinous gear that will be veteran level and will be earth. And so Null will be a offensive dragon rider, but you can put him on anybody. But if you want to equip the chitinous gear, it needs to be on a earth dragon. And then we have our 2 portraits of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The first is the shroud.
The spearman.
The spearman.
Yes. Spearmint.
The experiment. The experiment.
Just kidding again, not him.
I
left him up and then he died.
All right, the shroud spearman that will
Tez's
be
branch.
on Tez's branch, and this spearman is very cool. It will have 4 levels, the 4th one being animated, as with our other portraits, and then on the other branch, on Sots' branch, we have our other and final portrait of the season, which is, of course, the Shroud
Skirmisher. Yes. Yeah, so she's going to be The one with all the crazy kneecap stuff and the headdress.
Yes.
All those things.
All the things.
There
Yes.
she is. So that is week 6. We'll be talking about spells, I believe, next week, right at the end of the week. Usually that's how we when we
Yeah,
release
we'll
information.
definitely be talking about the spells as we get closer to their release.
Again,
yeah.
we don't do that because we just love withholding the spells and information. We do that because we want to make sure that when we release information, it is up to date and accurate.
Indeed, yes.
Apparently it is chitinous.
Chitinous.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Is that true? I didn't
That's
know.
what we are being told by Jet.
Chitinous.
I learn so much about pronunciations every day I'm on the stream, so I would not be surprised.
I feel like that's one of those words I've always read and never really heard anyone say until now.
Yeah.
And chitinous armor. It sounds better.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Chitinous. Huh. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
So that almost takes us to the end of Summerflare season. Of course, there's still the festive dragon, the Festivus for the rest of us, coming up in week 8.
Yep.
But I hope you are all enjoying the season so far. I am. I love the theme. I've had a lot of fun with the portraits.
Yeah, I love the portraits this season. They're probably some of my favorite. I mean, I really enjoyed the Springvale portraits, but these feel like all 4 of them could like hang out together. You know, like it could be like an army of just the members of the portraits themselves. Which is pretty sweet.
I think there's different themes. I mean, the Springvale theme was a little more solitary.
Right. True.
You know, it had some druidic elements to it, some Gaelic elements to it, whereas this season is more tribal Aztec Mayan themes where, you know, it was based around survival depended on the tribe you were a member of and the you know, being a member of a shroud or a cult.
Yes,
as we learned.
if you were hanging out with Tez.
That you
Yep.
worship.
Or no, it was
I was
Sots.
like,
Sorry.
Socks.
Socks, yes.
Tez is the one
Tez is the one where
we're not sure what
jury's out.
happened
Yeah.
to the people.
Yeah.
Tzatziki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that he was built to defend.
that then disappeared.
Yes.
That's the thing. So for anyone wondering why people are putting their in-game names into chat, it's to enter the giveaway this week, which is for 5 inner fires and 5 energy packs to help you with fight pits. So make sure you spell your in-game name correctly, please. I don't want to go hunt you down.
Yes.
Let's see. How many weeks are there before we hear about the festive dragon?
So we are right now in week 4 of the Summerflare season. So in 2 weeks, which is week 6, is when you can expect the second branch to go live. So that is inclusive of Tez, Tzatziki, or Sots, and Null. So all of those will go live at the same time. And Null's Gear, yes, in a couple weeks. And then following that will be the Festive Dragon a few weeks after that. So we are thinking week 8, right, is when the Festive Dragon goes live?
That's right.
And we're currently in week 4, so you can expect it to be probably meeting up with the game in about a month, 4 weeks from now.
Yep. But we will probably
We'll do a preview of it in
do a
weeks.
preview of it week 7.
Yep.
So you gotta wait 3 weeks to see the
amazingness
that is the festive dragon.
Yeah, the amazingness that if you know Arlena and you know that Arlena's excited for this dragon, you might have some idea of what it may look like.
I gave it away by saying it was cute.
You did.
No
but
hints.
it might not be cute to everyone. Who knows?
No hints.
This might be a chunk situation.
I mean, I guess.
But we'll see.
Let's see. There was a question about the structure. So I understood it right. I can get the first page of Null without getting the new season's dragons.
Yep.
And if I want his armor, I need to get Sots and Tez.
Correct.
Correct.
You got it. Yep.
That is exactly correct.
Good understanding.
Yeah, so Null, the Dragon Rider itself, will be available to everyone once it is fully unlocked. So it's not sort of held behind any of the dragon's branches. However, it is the Veteran Rider gear, so the gear that can be attached to Null, that will be the one that it needs to have both the Sorcerer and the Warrior to be completed in order to start unlocking those.
Exactly.
Yeah! Woo! Hooray!
Great.
It's a spider dragon like Spindra. If I think it's cute, we know it's not a spider. It's not a spider.
It's the opposite of a
it's the
spider.
cutest spider
I don't know what the
dragon
opposite of a
I've
spider
ever
is. Don't take my word on that.
A red panda?
I guess so. I love red pandas.
I don't know. I just was going with something that was super cute.
Red pandas are the best. I got to feed a red panda one time.
What?
It was
I'm
the best.
jealous.
That's illegal.
Well, I did.
Oh.
It was at a zoo.
I
It
don't
was
know if
fine.
I don't know if you should do that.
Any updates on the level requirements to hatch the new tier? Not yet.
Not quite yet, no. We'll have that soon.
All right, let's see.
Silver, you did not miss any information about the Festive Dragon. We have not shown off the Festive Dragon this stream. We only went through the second wave of content, which is up here, that way. So that is the new sorcerer, the warrior, and the dragon rider. So the Festive Dragon will be coming in a couple weeks from now. We'll do a little show about it when it's closer to launch.
When it's ready.
Yes.
I am not a spider.
Oh.
What happens if you and your current clan are the leaders in the Colosseum? If you are the leaders in the Colosseum, you get more victory points for remaining there. But you also run the risk of there are fewer teams to compete against, so it is much more competitive, and more teams will get knocked down than will stay.
Congrats on being in the Colosseum, though.
Yeah.
It's not easy to fight your way up to the Colosseum.
It's true.
It takes a lot of coordinated effort to do that. But staying in the Colosseum you rack up those points really fast.
Yes.
I hope you're enjoying the fight bits of it.
Why do I have the feeling the Festive is going to have a title like Fluffy Bunny of Doom? That sounds fantastic.
You're not far off.
Can we use that name? That's
I don't
great.
know.
I love that.
I think it's great too.
Fluffy Bunny. I think it's strong Monty Python.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I do love that.
I love how they say it's a bunny with big fangs. So a lot of folks are thinking it may be a bunny dragon this time around. But that's also because you, Mr. Coffee, was also talking about how you're going to have these like vicious bunny killer bunnies, dragons. Yeah, in the fall.
But we're not in. The Festive Dragon is not part of fall season. The bunny murder will happen in fall season.
Yeah. Well. Whatever
it's
you
a
say.
game about dragons. They have to eat something. You know, you think that food comes from just a McDonald's? No, they gotta eat something.
This is the real life. We have dragons here.
Okay.
They're apex predators. All right.
Yes.
Oh,
They hunt birds. They hunt deer.
They hunt all the things.
Yes.
They hunt bunnies. We all have to be comfortable with it. They hunt people.
I'm not necessarily comfortable with it, but this is
I'm not
this is the truth
comfortable
of
with
life.
the thought that they're hunting bunnies and like red pandas. Can they hunt everything
Who
else?
said they were hunting red pandas? Okay.
Well,
red
if we're
pandas
saying
are vicious animals.
If we're saying that they're hunting bunnies and birds and everything else, like inevitably they're going to probably hunt
they have
those
standards.
poor innocent
They're
red
not gonna hunt
pandas.
red
I don't wanna
pandas.
talk
Everyone
about it.
knows you
I
just
don't
don't
either.
interact with the red pandas except for Crisis, apparently.
Okay.
It's just out there.
Anyways.
Just dishing out snacks to pandas.
I just feed them little leaves. It's great.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we did see a couple of comments come up about Wheatsy's explosive Aegis spell, which has, of course, been a hot commodity topic to be talked about in the community in the past couple days. We have been having a whole ton of meetings internally about it. We actually had a pretty long one yesterday, and the team is continuing to do some testing today on it. But by the end of the day, you will definitely have a response on that on the forums. So if you have any questions or any thoughts about that, please head over to the forums, just forums.worddragons.com, and you'll see the latest information from us there, and we'll also be posting an update by the end of the day to the forums as well. Indeed.
Sounds good. All right. Since you are bringing at night as a rider, will the other portraits also come to the game as a rider? I mean, Kayla is already in the game.
So,
That's true.
usually we pick as you've probably noticed, a lot of our riders are inspired by portraits. So, the art team that also designs the riders, if they feel like a particular portrait would just make a really great rider and they're very inspired by it, those are the ones they choose. So they saw that at night and they said, this is going to look so cool as a rider.
It will, absolutely.
So it is likely, I don't think that all of these portraits will turn into riders, but there's certainly a good chance that one of these portraits will one day turn into a rider. I don't know which one I'd like to see the most. Probably either dragon, dancer. Actually, the spearman would be awesome as a rider.
I'd go for the dancer.
You go
I
for
don't
the
know. The
dancer?
dancer's just the coolest in my
Just
opinion.
like the headdress and the spears.
Is she gonna be
Is the dancer
doing backflips
maybe?
between
That'd be pretty
islands?
cool.
Like, just sitting there. Like,
Yeah.
whoop.
Yep. Just hang on, guys. I gotta go dance over here.
Speaking of Kayla, when will her new animation be released in game?
Ooh, good question. Yes, because I know Fine Spline was working on her updated animation, so I will go have a chat with him and ask when that updated animation should be coming in. He's been doing actually quite a bit of work for us on the animation side of
Animations
things.
in general.
Yeah, so some of the like custom animations that you'll see for the Dragon Riders, I believe, is Fine Spline's work, as well as any of the like custom animations for the dragons as well. It is entirely possible that he did the animations for Chunk, the one who was playing with his bubbles and everything.
Yep.
So that might be a Fine Spline piece, but I'll have to confirm when the Kayla animation will come to the game.
Let's see. PGCoffee.
Hey.
While
Sorry, I can't read
they
the
have
chat.
you on stream, they have a question about branch rewards for food boost being 3 and the lumber boost is only 1.
Branch rewards for food boost being 3 and the lumber boost being only 1.
Yes, they're curious why we choose a number of food boosts when we don't run feeding as much as Fort.
Huh. Well, interesting. I would say that's just the way we've done our seasons for a little while now, but I think we could balance that out. I think some players prefer some prefer the other, but yeah, that's good feedback that you'd like to see more lumber boosts instead of food boosts in the season. And we can see if maybe we could even make that happen with these 2 dragons coming up.
Be cool. Any word on a pan-wielding rider in honor of PG Jared? That would
I would love that.
be hilarious.
That would be hilarious if that was like the festive dragon of another season. when we're like, yes, the pans. And he can have like a little chef hat on or something.
Be great.
I think it could work.
On too many levels.
Yes.
Let's see.
How about Pog as a dragon rider?
Oh goodness.
I mean, I would be okay with it, but it's also kind of weird to have a dragon as a rider of a dragon, you know?
If we were going to do it, it would be Pog, of course.
Oh yeah, I mean, if there was any dragon that it would be Pog, of course.
Not
I
really.
think we could probably make that happen.
Yeah.
I think the number one thing on my checklist right now is trying to get a Chunk portrait.
Yes.
I want that
Yes,
portrait.
please.
I need that in my life.
Nobody
That
would
is
be
a
opposed to
request
that.
that I will not let die. I've put this forward already. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yes.
I distinctly remember that
Chunk
conversation
Knight.
with
Chunk
the art
Knight,
team.
to be clear.
Chunk Knight.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's see. What else we got going on? The cowboy cat dragon that throws pans. It just sounds awesome.
I really love that the cowboy thing has like remained a trending joke as for Jared because I am fully responsible for that.
You're
Yo.
responsible for that?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I
Also, why Jared gets really cranky about it because it's Chris's fault.
Yeah, it was me. It was all me. I take credit.
Oh,
It was pretty hilarious.
Jared.
I photoshopped the unknown soldier portrait
Yeah.
and and just added a little cowboy hat to it. And I posted on the forums and I was like,
PG
Cowboy Jared.
Oh, goodness.
He's a good sport.
Yeah.
He's a good sport.
Well, the second wave of Summerflare dragons go up to the new tier. They will not. The only dragon that will go up to the new tier, aka the Vanguard tier,
Yes.
will be Weedsy.
Yep. So you see that little Harbinger Stone Plus hanging out on the Mythic Warrior in the top left over there. That is to indicate that Weedsy, which is the Mythic Warrior of the season, will end up being a Vanguard stone, evolution stone, as the highest stone that you can obtain for the season. But all the other dragons will remain at Harbinger tier for this season. And then starting next season, maybe something different will happen. We'll see.
We should make a dragon rider, half dragon, half human. Wasn't Oksana technically half?
Oksana
Kind
had
of, yeah.
Or was she?
some dragon elements.
Yeah.
She had
I
a
thought
tail.
she was half
She
dragon.
did have a
Dragon
tail. She had a
tail.
tail and some horns, so I would call that half dragon.
She maybe quarter dragon. She's definitely partially dragon.
It
Like
was her
quarter?
grandfather.
Yeah. one half.
Yes.
Of her.
One generation
one
removed.
generation. Definitely some dragon blood in there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was a very cool one.
Yeah.
We could do that again.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right. I don't really have anything else. Do you guys?
No,
We're all set.
Thank
We
you so
got-
much for having me on again.
It's not a stream.
This
If our
We were
Yes.
going
we
so
were
strong.
so close.
Oh man.
This close.
It's also quite funny because we've
This
gone
close.
several streams without hiccups.
Oh my
Without
gosh.
any hiccups.
Did you
Hilariously-
swallow a squeaky toy as a child?
No.
Sometimes PG Jared will say that Arlena is just, what was it? Just like a...
Just a bunch of mice in a human suit.
He's
Oh
not
my gosh.
wrong.
Well,
Sometimes I question it too.
Earlier I walked into a meeting, or was walking to a meeting with PG Jared that both of us and PG Jared and a couple other people were in, and I hiccuped as I was walking down the hall, and everyone heard it, and then I hiccuped as I walked in the room, and I was like, it was only the... And PG Jared just looked at me and was like, don't you dare say it was only the one. Like, I know it wasn't. Because usually it's only one, and then they don't come back for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Whatever you
weird.
say. It just depends on how many mice want to talk that day.
They just needed to say hello to
Yeah.
the world.
Yes.
Disney mice.
What am I,
Well,
Minnie Mouse?
As
Could
I
be.
was
I mean, I
saying-
like polka dots enough.
It is true. Well, anyway.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
And I'll leave you two now in your locked room where you have to stay all weekend until we come back.
Oh no, say it ain't so.
That just doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
But
So.
I will be back at some point, probably to talk about the Festive Dragon.
Mhm.
Probably.
Yeah.
And which I'm very excited
Yes.
about. And I'll have to say goodbye to my stream friends for a little while. I'm sorry I couldn't read the comments from where I was sitting today, but
It's quite fine. No worries.
you all are the best.
Yeah. So we're gonna take off here, but we hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for hanging out with us and seeing some more of the Summerflare dragons. Join the roster. As we mentioned, these dragons will be available in week 6. We are currently in week 4, so they will probably come to the game in about a week and a half, a little bit less than 2 weeks, give or take. But whenever that day comes, you will see all of these dragons.
Yep.
Being able to be fun.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome.
Coffee,
Great.
you forgot to spoil the next event.
Don't do it.
It's
Don't do it.
cut screen.
It's...
Totally. Okay.
Oh, whoops. Oh, sorry, guys. We forgot that our mic needed to be muted.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
whoops. Oh.
Oh, goodness.
Nice.
Well, have a great weekend, everyone, and we will see you all next week
Yeah.
back for streams.
Sweet.
Be aware next week that there will not be a Twitch stream on Wednesday. There will only be a Facebook stream and a YouTube stream.
Yep. Wednesday is July 4th, so we celebrate the holiday here in the States.
We do. So we will see you all later.
Great.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Have a good weekend,
everyone.
everyone.